Hey guys, welcome back to Skylanders Ring of Heroes. We're back on the alt account, and we did actually manage to 3-star B8. It's still not a reliable farm. Our stats just aren't quite there. But we did manage to 3-star it. We got the Boomer Awakened. He is still only 3-star, so he's got lots of room for upgrades. His runes aren't great. There's a lot of room for upgrades in this team. We are using the Jetpack. We'll talk about him a bit later, but the key to this one was, for the 3-star, I did use Stealth and Skill 2 for Stealth Elf. Even though I do have her on a crit build, which is what really helps for B8, I think, is having Stealth on a crit build. I did still use the Stealth and Skill 2 for the 3-star just to get more reliable crits, to guarantee to kill the big guy in the middle before he puts his defense buff up and all that sort of stuff. But it does come down to a lot of RNG in your Grey Rune power-ups trying to get crit rate on Stealth Elf. However, using Stealth, giving that extra 50% crit, does really alleviate a bit of the pain for that. As for mistakes made, I feel like this is day 7. We could have been there at about day 5 doing this if I didn't. 2 mistakes. The first one was rushing Kaboom. Kaboom was not needed to rush. He didn't add the value I thought he would. His AoE bombs did allow me to 3-star B7. But we'll talk about why that wasn't so good in a second, because B7 was the second mistake on the account. After that, will we survive this? Maybe if Stealth Elf crits and then he blows on the... Yes, there we go. Like I said, this is not 100% reliable. But the Kaboom just didn't help, because all the bombs really did was speed up farming, which is nice but not necessary because we wasted so much time farming him, and allow the 3-star and the B7. Everything else, like literally everything else you can probably do with just skill 1 and 3, because I was still using skill 1 and 3 for everything. So Kaboom, I would have been better off putting all of the gems, all of the shards into his power-ups and evolutions to get the stats. And just keep using the skill 1 and 3. So Kaboom, first mistake. Second mistake was actually farming B7. I farmed it for about a day, the B7, and the rune drops were horrible. I did get 2 6-star runes, which if we check here, they were these 2. So one was an upgrade because it gave me 7 crit rate on Stealth Elf, which was nice. And then the other one was this one, which really wasn't anything amazing. I just put it on Jetpack because he's got low stats at the moment because he's leveling. So it did give me 2 6-star runes, which, yeah, it's nice, but it was a day of farming. And I think it gave me maybe 1 5-star upgrade. I can't even, like, every other 5-star, I think there was 1 green 5-star and the rest were grey. So it's like nothing I couldn't have farmed anyway from scenarios. And if I was farming scenarios, I would have been leveling as well. So we'll take a quick look at the Stealth Elf now, because like I said, she is on the crit build. She's at 76% crit. And like I said, when you use Stealth, you get 50% more crit. Puts her at 125, 126. And that really does help. Basically, unless she glances, she's critting against the boss. Very rare does she not crit. I think I've seen 1 when I was doing the manual run. So, really nice, the crit build, to be able to put her on. Like I said, I'll show you the runes. And this was a Grey Rune. Like, you just got to get lucky on some of your Grey Rune power-ups. Like, you can just power a bunch up to, like, 6 and see if you get a crit rate. If not, you can always try another one. Because if you are just farming, and that's the other thing to consider, you don't need to go to B8. Like, this was me just trying to get to it. Until your units are max level, because that's when you really start farming it, is when your units are max level. So there's no real need to go there before then, like I have. But you just get your runes and check them. So this was I think this was a green rune. I think this was the green one that I got that was an upgrade. It had like 80 attack at the start. So not a huge upgrade that I got from B7 there. But yeah, that's just a crit rate at plus 15. And then this was obviously that 6-star. And I do have her on the broken set just because it was how I got the crit rate. This one just got really good power-ups. It was a grey rune, and I just needed HP. I was going to throw it on Jetpack, but then it powered up to crit rate on the last one, so we used that. This is still a 4-star that just powered up to crit rate, so we went with that. And then this crit damage one was actually a blue 5-star that I got from B6 early on. So it's a nice rune. It has the attack extra attack percent, which is nice, but you could get away without that. So that's where the Stealth Elf's at. The Boomer, like I said, he's still 3-star +1. You can see his base stats are still fairly low, having a 1780 attack. So I'll probably grind him for a bit because, as you can see, the power-ups are still really cheap. So it won't take me long to get him 4-star and really get an upgrade to those stats. His runes are fairly average too. Like, he's on 4-star there. That's a 5-star, but another 4-star. Like, really, really yuck runes. Like, they're not great. But he does what he needs to do. He's basically there to attack buff Stealth Elf against the boss, and then also to do the AoE bombs on the waves to speed them up. So that's where Boomer's at. Kaboom, I just sort of swapped his runes around. I don't really know what he's on. He's on a decent build. I could probably swap this build over to Boomer, actually. Actually, I might even do that. Looks like he has better runes than Boomer. But that's that one. The Wham Shell we sort of dropped off. We didn't need him, basically, is what happened. So until B9, I'm still not sure if we'll need him for B9, but I'm still just collecting his shards daily and going on with that. The Igniter, I slapped some runes on him just so when I do extreme dungeons, when I swap out to my B team, he can get a little bit of damage in. And then the Jetvac, as you can see, his runes aren't amazing, just got some +9 5-stars and that 6-star, just trying to get him some stats. His heal is pretty average. I'll probably do a Jetvac video from my main account later on. I am still leveling him on my main account, trying to get him to test. Basic summary of why I'm building him. I think at B10 level, he'll be a good neutral tank that can also have a little bit of sustain with the heal. And he's also got a charge skill and a 1 mana skill, meaning he's 1 mana cost all up. And on top of that, against the B10 boss, he does have long cooldowns. Charge skills obviously are longer because they have a charge and then a cooldown. And then this skill just has a 24-second cooldown. Sucks that they both do attack the enemy, but the fact that they're on the long cooldowns means he probably won't use it as much. That's the basic gist of why I'm building him. I'll do a separate Jetvac video later from the main account, but I've basically just thrown him in there, leveling. Like I said, his heal, when he's got the heal buff, at his stats, it's based on his HP, so his HP is really low at the moment. But the heal is doing about, I think, 800, which isn't much at all, but when it's a 1 mana cost, it's not too bad. He's just sitting there tanking. And the way that works with Gulper will come out, tank a few hits, put the defense buff on, then Jetvac will take a few hits. It balances out well at the moment, and especially in the B8 runs, it doesn't matter if Jetvac does die because the other two can just do the boss by themselves. But like I said, at the moment, my B8 runs, I did one 10x, I got 6 clears, so it's nowhere near reliable enough. And then I did a couple other random runs and got fails, so nowhere near reliable enough. Like I said, I'm gonna probably power up Boomer a bit more. I'm probably gonna farm scenarios for a few more 5-star runes. I can do, especially with the Boomer Awaken, I can farm now hard mode. Actually, I could do it before Boomer was awakened, but now it's more reliable. I can farm hard mode of the scenario 3, so I can get those strike runes at 5-star. So I'll probably go through and do some of that. And like I said, the changes I would have made was I would have rushed Boomer first before Kaboom. Then I could have gone here and farmed my 5-star runes here and got the strike sets instead of the energy runes. I feel like that would have been a really cool strat. But yeah, that's where the account's at. I didn't really do any quest progressing. I've just been sort of grinding in my spare time on the train and stuff like that, and hadn't really looked at the quests. Arena, I basically haven't even looked at Arena. I haven't had time for that, but we're just cruising. The other thing is extreme dungeons. I have been doing those daily, so as you can see, we've got the life up to 108 attack, the tech's 124, fire's at 93, and then I've got a bit of HP on the wind. So those are just gradually progressing as they come. The other thing I did want to mention is that while I'm doing this this alt account run through, Anobrax has actually been doing the same thing, but he went a different strategy using units that you get out of this Master Eon guide, and I think he got to W8, Wailing Labyrinth 8, in 4 days, which is really impressive with everything being 4-star on his team. It's really impressive. I'll leave a link to that video in the description. I might even get him on for a collab talking about progression and stuff like that. But definitely go check that out because it's definitely progressed to level 8 dungeons faster than I did. So yeah, I'll leave that link in the description. Check it out. It's definitely a cool strat if you guys are just starting and want to test something new. So that is pretty much going to be it for the video. For progression, moving forward, I'm just going to be basically farming those boomer shards when I'm farming experience. Obviously, do that experience. I'll go back and test once I get boomer and stealth elf to max level. I'll go back and test B8. See what the clear rate's like. If it's no good, then I'll go back and farm some scenario 3 hard, try and get some 5-star strike runes, and then go back and try again. So that's where we're at, but that's it for the ult account for today, guys. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.